It's only been 3 months since I made a video, or an official video, I guess I should say, but I just wanted to kind of chat a little bit. I know my last video was like kind of an update video, but it was very rushed because I didn't want the people who have found my channel to think that this channel is dead, because it was on a hiatus. It wasn't dead, but it also wasn't alive. It was hibernating. So basically, I've moved to a new city within the past 8 months. And I moved all by myself. I'm living by myself. So it's been very interesting. Living on your own is really rewarding, but it can also be really, really challenging. And it's been really challenging for me. I want to be very honest with you guys. I'm still learning every day about manifestation, the law of assumption, my spirituality, all that stuff. I'm still learning. I'm human. I'm not gonna talk to you like I'm untouchable, because I'm not. Even the YouTubers and the people online that call themselves coaches or claim that they're coaches, that makes it sound like I'm saying they're not coaches. That's not what I'm saying. But those people, they're human as well. That's what I'm trying to get at. As humans, we will have low points. I have been experiencing that, and I'm very grateful to have found and learned what I know already about manifestation and law of assumption. But even with that, there's still going to be low points, because unless if you're really lucky, most of us weren't born into this world, raised in this world, knowing it from the get-go, or being taught this way from the get-go by our parents, because even they probably didn't know or still don't know. So you have to unlearn a lot of stuff. And so you have to obviously persist, and I'm gonna be really, really honest. There are going to be days where you don't wanna persist. And that's okay. If you need a day or 2 days off or 3 days off, then you can take that. Because I personally know what it's like to get all this information, especially when you're first starting out, getting all this information and learning all these different things and all these different ideas, and then trying to apply every single one of them. Like, let's say there's 25 rules, right? There's no rules in manifestation, but for this example, let's say there's 25 rules or 25 ways you can manifest. When you're first starting out, everything is obviously so new that you will get overwhelmed, and then you'll think that you have to do all 25 things. And that's a lot. And that's also kind of impossible. Basically, you have to have no other life besides just trying to manifest to be able to do all 25 things. Most of us aren't in that boat. And even if you were, it still probably wouldn't be very healthy. Because when I first started learning about manifestation officially and the law of assumption, I didn't have a whole lot going for me. I was preparing to move, and basically that's all I was focused on and nothing else. And so I had a lot of free time, and all I focused on besides planning for that move was manifesting, and I thought that I needed to think about my manifestations, my goals 24/7. Unfortunately, I didn't think of them in the correct way. I thought of them in the viewpoint of lack. I thought of them as, well, if I don't think about this literally 24/7, then it's not going to happen. If I stop thinking about it, then I've messed up my manifestation, and that's not true. That's also why I said a little bit ago that if you need to take a break, if the practice of manifestation or the law of assumption or even the law of attraction is getting overwhelming, basically, to put it nicely, you're doing it wrong and you should take a break. I did it wrong when I first started out, and because I did it wrong, I took like a 2-month break. I actually don't know how many months it was, but I honestly think I took like at least 2 months from it. Like, it was always in the back of my mind, but I didn't focus on it anymore, and that was good. It gave me time to step away from it so that I could start fresh and start new. And when I did that, it made it a lot easier for me to reevaluate and figure out what works for me and what doesn't. Now, I started this video out talking about how I've been having a lot of low points. A few months ago, all I did was focus on my manifestations and nothing else, but I was focusing on them and the viewpoint of the fact that they weren't here yet. And that gave me a lot of anxiety. Focusing so much on my manifestations and the fact that they weren't actually here yet gave me so much anxiety. It did not help the situation. I believe I manifested some bad outcomes, nothing like serious or anything, but I do believe I manifested some bad outcomes because of the fear, or basically the fear of being in the lack of what I wanted. We have the power to take control of our lives, and we have the power to choose how our life is. But if you're having a really hard time, don't want you to feel bad about that. We can also choose how manifestation works for us. We can choose what our rules are. And when I first started out learning about manifestation, I heard that if you think of all the bad outcomes that could possibly happen, then you're gonna manifest them. If that is something that you feel as well, or if you've heard as well, I just wanna let you know that you can decide that that is not the case. You can decide that even if you have anxieties about things, that doesn't mean they're gonna manifest. You can decide that only positive things that you think of, only the things that you want to happen, only the things you want to happen will manifest, and nothing negative can manifest for you. So that way, if you have anxiety, if you struggle with worrying about things, or if you have depression or anything else, you can at least rest a little bit easier knowing, hey, I can decide that even if I have anxiety, even if I worry about things, even if I'm doubtful, even if I have depression, no matter what it is, that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. Whatever. You can literally just be like, whatever. Or you can go as far as, if you have these thoughts once you have them. Because I personally struggle, like coaches talk about how when you have negative thoughts, you should flip them. You need to flip them immediately, and that is true. But I personally struggle sometimes with the immediate flippingness. And so sometimes it's easier for me to not have to think, like, let's say I have a negative thought that is, my SP is never gonna love me. I don't know. I don't know. Let's say that's the thing. My SP is never going to love me. Let's say that runs through my head. Normally you're supposed to flip that and change it, think, or even say it out loud, whatever you want to do. You want to flip it to, my SP already loves me. He's madly or she's madly in love with me, blah, 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 blah. And yes, if you can do that, good, you're gravy. But if you can't, sometimes I have a hard time remembering to flip it. I'm teaching myself to instead just be like, nope, cancel, I don't accept that. Something like that, it's short and to the point, and you don't have to put so much thought into it. Manifestation is supposed to be easy, but sometimes I feel as though we overcomplicate it a lot. At least I do. And I've seen people's comments on other videos, not my own, but other videos of people being like, well, what if this happens and blah, blah, blah. Well, can I blah, blah, blah. And what if this, blah, blah, blah. We get in our heads. Because manifestation is supposed to be really, really simple. And at the basis, it is very simple. But unfortunately, society teaches us from the youngest age, basically from when we can start sponging in information, that nothing is supposed to be simple and all this stuff. So that's why we have these doubts. I just wanted to say one more thing, since this is supposed to be an update video. I kind of turned it into a little bit of a tiny rant, but basically I felt like things were getting hard in life, and I felt like I shouldn't be making videos talking about things when I'm having such a hard time manifesting the things that I want. I felt like an imposter. I have imposter syndrome. Basically, I'm just here to give you a little bit of insight into what I know. But this is a journey for you, and it's also a journey for me. And it isn't a day-long journey, it's for your life. And I think people forget that, because it does seem very magical and special, but it is for your life. It should be for your life. It shouldn't just be like, okay, I've manifested $1 million, I'm done. Or I've manifested my SP, I've manifested my dream job, I've manifested a dog, I've manifested a house, a car, I've manifested weight loss, this, that, and the other, and then you're done. Manifestation is so much more than that. I have been learning so much more. I'm just excited to see where things go. I meant to say this at the beginning of the video. I want to say thank you so much to all y'all who have found my channel and have been watching my videos, that have been liking them, have been commenting on them, and especially to everyone who has subscribed to my channel. As of right now, I'm almost at 100 subscribers, and I know that's like a small amount, but when you really think about it, imagine it as 100 people in a room. That's a lot of people, especially if the room is small. So it is a significant amount, and you guys all showed up within the past 2 weeks, and it's a lot. and I'm so appreciative to it. I'm going to make more videos. Yeah, and thank you. My first video is at 4,000 views right now. The second one, 136. The third is at 314. And even the tiny 3-minute long update video I did last Sunday is almost at 100 views. So thank you. Thanks. That's all I needed to say. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.